shoot. Hey, y'all. Dang, I went and got water and forgot my glasses. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hola. This look real fuzzy. I look real crazy. It's fine. We're family. I don't have to worry about it. But I think there's some oil or something. Yep, it is. It's something on her that make me look fuzzy. Hi, Joy Joy. Hey, everybody. Everybody I missed. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know why that looks so like fuzzy. It is what it is. Hey, Pumpkin. Hey, everybody that I missed. Hold on, let me see. Okay, hey, everybody. All the way back to Wit. That's as far as, hey, hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, sister. Did you get your stuff? I see some people is just now getting them, even though they've been sent out for a long time. I don't know if that's because of the snow or what. Did you get your stuff? I didn't know if you got it or not. I forgot. I mean, and I'm gonna be honest, my other phone ain't on. My daughter just went off on me. Good morning, pray for my situation. They're trying to sentence me to a year in jail in May. I definitely will. I definitely will. Y'all pray for our family member. They trying to sentence who is that? Endless Creations. Okay, we definitely will. We definitely it took over a week for my brother. And any to get his car, probably the weather. Okay. Cause right. It's like taking a long time. I don't know if you got yourself or not. It's a lot going on in this world that we live in just right now. It is. Yes, ma'am, I did. I know it is. I left you a message. Okay, sorry. On my phone. So your niece just cussed me out talking about she put me out of the baby shower group chat because I never responded there, and my I guess new son-in-law, his family being there, and I just had to tell my kids. I was just on a four-way with my children, and I told them, I said, listen, um, yeah, that phone been off. It sure has. Sorry. Okay. I just had to tell your nieces and your nephew because my daughter's like, yeah, mom, you're about to get kicked out. I said, listen, I I can't be available all the time. I can't. I said, and mom is going through her own things, and there's actually nobody for me to talk to about it, actually. I said, and I don't be wanting to tell y'all because y'all always coming to me for y'all issues. I said, stop it. Don't be selfish. So I'm gonna be honest, that phone been off. It's on the floor. And she was mad at me too. I'm like, look, sometimes mom don't have time for the small chatter. I don't mentally. I just don't. And they was like, mom, you can talk to us. Yeah. I said, but the stuff I be wanting to talk to y'all about, I know when y'all don't want to hear it. Girl, yes, they can be overwhelming. And my phone ding and ping enough. You hear me? And I told her, I said, listen, mommy, I just got off the phone with them. I said, look, I don't always have it to be accessible to everybody all the time. I don't have that. I've been going in my, you see, I've been walking around with these on for about a week because I need to drown out the world. The devil was trying to bring anxiety on me like crazy, y'all. Like whole panic attacks and all kind of crazy stuff. No, I got to center myself, let the Lord come on in here and do what he got to do. You hear me? I'm for real. He said I have to learn that because I'm always available to all. Don't do that. You'll run yourself into the ground. My hair has started thinning, y'all. Everything. I wasn't taking care of my hair. Like, I don't know. I got to do something else. I already know, and don't worry ever. Thank you so much, Pumpkin. I'm sorry. Because folks be wanting me to be available at all times. I called you and this and that, and I'll be like, okay. Sometimes I don't have it. I just don't. And I told him, I went on and broke down and told him what I was been on my mind. I told him, I said, listen, y'all want me to act like ain't nothing wrong. I've been begging y'all to go to the food pantries. I said, y'all want to relieve stress so mom can do whatever, go to the food pantry. I said, we keep on acting like this stuff ain't happening. I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to y'all. So if you want to help me, Mom don't want to talk about it. I've been telling y'all what I need y'all to do to take this weight off of my mind, because you all have children. You hear me? This is what I'm telling my kids. You got kids, so don't, oh, my mom. Yeah. Yeah, and I see y'all still going out to eat and not buying what you need, because I've sent what I can. I've done what I can. I did my part, right? It's stuff in there on the couch that I'm bagging up, and baby, like the old days. Listen, it's only so much that I can do, and if y'all don't care, then I get to release this weight off of me, because I don't have to look in your children's eyes and they don't have no food. You do. And at that time, it probably won't be no cell phones and none of that kind of stuff. I said, so we're not going to keep acting like these things are not happening. If y'all want to relieve some of my stress, this is what I need y'all to do. I sent y'all dehydrators. My old ones, I sent them all. Y'all need to be going and using that. What's going to take that stress off of my mind is that you all are preparing for your children, because this is going to be worse than COVID. Yeah, they think we crazy. I know, but that ain't gonna help, because I mean, what you want me to do? I just went back through my journals from 22 until now, y'all. Listen, I feel you. I'm gonna stay with my, yeah, and it's like, you want to take a weight off of my chest? Do that. That'll help me. Once I see that, I don't care. It ain't about cutesy wootsy house right now, honey. It is about making sure that you and them babies have what they need. That's what I need y'all to do. Okay, I done took my twos infused and help. I can't listen, and I don't have time. I told my daughter today. I said, listen, you and your boyfriend need to start looking into if you had to have that baby at home. And she didn't really want to hear that. But if the hospitals ain't open, what you gonna do? I've been sick with ulcers all week. Finally went to the urgent care. I get it. Yes, Sarah. Folks are still walking around like I said, it's hard. I told God this morning, it is hard living in between these worlds. It is hard living in between the spiritual realm and the carnal realm, because I always feel like I'm stuck right in the middle, right? So I have to deal with real life issues every day, but I also have to deal with the spiritual aspect of, girl. And folks, hey Rika, folks be acting like, oh, whatever, nigga, I can't unsee it. And I see it every time I'm looking, no matter where I'm at. I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it. So it's like, yes, I have to do my everyday, whatever else it is, but I also am seeing the spiritual realm just bubble up like Dawn dishwashing liquid. The heck? Shoot, excuse me. Yeah. Can't turn on the dang phone. Even going to Google, just everything is right there. And now everybody, y'all see everybody throwing the word prophecy around right now. Huh? Yeah, y'all seeing that? Everybody talking about biblical prophecy now. But it's crazy that you don't start talking about biblical prophecy until the prophecy is already happening. That's the crazy part. Everybody talking about biblical prophecy. I said, dang, I am so happy about the way that my dad handles me. I'm just going to keep saying it. I was going back through my journal today. Like, it was November 29th. Listen, I don't feel like myself. I'm not liking this world. It's a bit much, girl. This part, I ain't been feeling like myself. And that's why I just told my kids, listen, give me a break. I'm making it day by day right now. Listen. You said too little, too late. Thankful for the ears to hear. Come on, everybody is a prophet right now, too. Come on, Bree. I think that. I think that everybody is a prophet right now. Everybody. And they keep prophesying that they about to get out of here. That's the crazy prophecy for me. Prophesy, honey. God showed me us being taken up. Hallelujah. Y'all saints, get yourselves together because we on our way out of here. Yeah, but not in the way you think. Huh? That's what he told you, huh? He said the carriage is coming. Interesting, because that showed to go against what the word said. That's mind-blowing, because you're not even saying what the Bible said. Hello? I could take the prophecy if, oh yeah. And listen. Y'all see it. It's very interesting. And what's going to get even more interesting is when these stores start to clear out and people didn't believe that they should have been prepping because they were told they were going to be able to leave. Baby, I'm watching videos with so many people saying, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm like, are you really? Because what's coming is crazy. Princess Lane. This right here, honey. He said, because God showed me somebody taking themselves out in a Mickey D's restaurant last night. So, immediately into prayer. This part. Wow. It's crazy. It is crazy. Do you hear me? It is. It's real crazy. They I don't even want to. Yeah. Right? Right? Do y'all feel that? Because at this point, it's like, what do you want me to say? That I haven't already said already. Do you know why people are stuck in other countries? Because the church that they go to, their pastor wasn't telling them it's probably not safe for us to travel right now. Because if they were reading the word correctly, there should have been a warning in the word. God told us that we were going to be under siege. And right after that, ICE was let out onto our streets. And neighborhoods are under siege. Our country now is technically under siege. You said, and I don't think they really know the impact it will have. Come on. Hey T, you hear me? Hey, One Love, you get me? God had me in prayer for all his children in grief yesterday. It was really intense. I believe it. This is the thing. The things that are coming are going to be soul shaking. Y'all get that, right? Y'all know how in the cartoons when a person used to die, we used to like instantly see their ghosts go up? Like, we might get to see this. Hey. Right? Or no? We don't know what we about to see. Because if the phantoms are going to be visible, does that mean when people's soul leave their body, we going to be able to see something? Because it's a spiritual realm. Yes, ma'am, the Bible says people's hearts will be as faint. Listen, we don't know what we about to see. One thing that we can count on is terror. Hey, Pumpkin, that we can count on. That's a for sure thing. When I was telling y'all the other day when I was reading, because there's a couple of ways I want to go with this, but to those of you that have this book, we going to read a little bit out of here today. Just a little bit, because I'm not going to keep y'all long today. I got some things I need to do. But we going to read a little bit out of here. And then if we come back this evening, which we probably will, we're going to read what I was telling y'all I was reading the other day in the new OTP or the NTP. I can't remember which book, but I studied it the other day when I wasn't talking to y'all. And then we're going to go and we're going to read it and see what y'all feel about it, okay? But first, we're going to get in here. So if you have this book, I don't know what version and if what page it's on in your book, but I wanted to read something in here. Are y'all okay with that? Yeah? Okay, Joy. Can you get a pen and paper? Can you get your notebook and write down the time and date for me if you can? If you're at work or whatever, that's fine. Y'all know the deal. But if you can get a pen and paper or take a note, let's do that real quick. And once you said I was just watching a conversation with Trump, and he said, oh, with Trump, I'm sorry. And he said he's trying to stop exports from Spain. Good morning, Pumpkin. Good morning. I went through my journal on 23 and 24, the big brown ones, and baby. Oh, again, 11/29 of I believe it was 2023 or 20. 11/29 29 2024 is when we did the soldier thing the first time. Crazy, right? 11/29 is when we did that the first time. Nuts. And now you said he's mad because Spain and Norway told him that he couldn't send the troops on their land. Well, we know this was coming. Yeah. And what I wrote was Russia, China, Turkey, Iran. Russia, China, Turkey, Iran. Daniel 11:44. But news from the east and the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go out with great fury to destroy and annihilate many. 200 million men. Army of kings of the east across. They march across the desert. Or march across Asia toward the Middle East. 1.5 million active duty in Russia. 2 million on reserve. 2.2 million in China. 890,000 in Turkey. Iran has 960,000 soldiers. There were 27,406,000. 27 million, basically 27.4 million soldiers in 2024. And it's 173 million more soldiers needed for Armageddon. 2.5% of 8 billion will be soldiers. And then we looked up the 1,200,000,000 quarts of blood to make the river. This is why it's important to write down things and time and date them. So when people try to tell you you don't know what you're talking about, you can just go back to your handy dandy notebook and say, well, I don't know if that's the truth. Because there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm like, OMG. In this one and my two other ones, yeah. I said, oh, you really was telling us early that. Ain't that crazy? So if you got notes from November of 24, probably want to go back through there and see if what we were looking at that time is in the news right now. I would if I were you. Y'all hear me? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I didn't know if y'all was asleep. Okay. Well, all of the things, I mean, we already knew stuff was going to come to an end as far as being able to get certain things. This is why God has had us doing it. Good afternoon. P.S. I apologize for not speaking in class about getting my stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You probably thought I saw your text message. I just asked because it's been on my mind, but I didn't want to ask in class, but I ain't plugged up my other phone. It's literally on the side of my bed, girl. And my daughter, I mean, I get it, but sometimes I just don't have it in me to walk around with all these devices and just my headaches and dings and pings and stuff, girl. I be trying to be in silence. And if I don't try to be in silence, I be having my music because I don't be wanting to hear the sounds around me. Because it be messing with my, loud noises and all of that banging and whatnot. It drives me crazy. And so I either have my headphones on or I have my music on when I'm trying to drown out certain things. So I will disconnect from the world for a minute and turn my phone. The only reason, because if I lived in a state where my kids was, my phone would be off. Like I would turn my phone off because they can come to where I am. You know what I'm saying? You said I didn't because I already knew your phone was not charged. I know you'll get to it when you get to it. I apologize, sister, but that could be the introvert in me. I be wanting to talk, but sometimes I just can't. Listen, sometimes I be wanting to talk, but I just can't. You hear me? I'm for real, cause my mind be, I be wanting to email back sometimes, and I just don't be having the words to say. Sometimes I just don't. I don't know if it's been 4 years of this or whatever you say. I have to save my sanity. I do. I do. You said, yeah, that's me too. I sometimes have to listen to instrumental a lot to hear no words. Yes. Or I just got to put the same song on over and over and over and over and over until it's out. Yes, girl. Sometimes I just don't have it. I ain't even gonna hold you. And normally I push through, but I can't. I gotta keep my mind strong for right now. This ain't your time to be crashing out and the devil was sending everything that he can, girl. The repeat be hitting, don't it? Soon. That's why I said we ain't gonna be on here long today. I'm about to put my headphones back on and get back to my life. And is I got some stuff. You said you don't have to apologize. I'll be on instrumentals too, girl. Because you got to think we are being bombarded with information right now, and then people attitudes is so crazy, and I mean you can see the people that the devil was using and how they move and everything. He's bringing old stuff back, and he's trying to just everything, and it's like I see why Enoch was in the cave. I see why he got in the cave and only came out once a year. I see. I can totally understand. Plus, the spiritual realm is really realming. Girl, girl, girl. Is, is, is. Honey, listen, is. You said yes, that's why I don't like being out. Because it feels like everyone feeling, then my anxiety get crazy. Girl, heartbeat beating so fast. But you got to think about it. We're more sensitive to the spirit now. You realize that? We are more sensitive. You said real king, like it ain't, listen. We are more sensitive. When your ears are open to God, you're more sensitive. So you feel in like you can feel differently you're not numb anymore. You hear me? When you're not numb, baby, you feel everything. You said the realm and like it ain't realm before, girl. Girl. I done set up my appointment to get my car fixed, right? And the place used to be closed. Well, they didn't move. You know how irritated I was right after I said y'all moved? That mean I'm gonna have to drive far. All I start thinking about is this car is already whatever. And now, oh God. I just had to bring it on back in. I said, God, please tell me because I really want to go to that place, but I don't want to drive that far. I don't even know if the car is going to do all that. Like, can you please? You hear me? So, I need you to work that out. You said work this weekend almost took me out from exhaustion because of feeling everything. This, Rika, guess what? I wasn't going to come in to work today. I said, we going to do this real quick. We going to get this through here. And then I'm going to go back to trying to find peace. I need some clay or something. I'm about to create something. I got to bring myself to the creative mood. I'm going to cut my potatoes today, get them ready to get planted. It's because, baby, the spiritual realm is crazy right now. You hear me? You said, I remember back then I didn't have anxiety, but since COVID, it hits, that they've been off the roof. Listen, it's a real thing. You said, yes, I just got some paper mache and carving tools for me and my son to work on. Yes. You said you feel it too, like I can't keep up with stuff. It feels so heavy. Oh my God, people trying me left and right. Girl, Margaret. You said my mother has been picking fights for no reason with me, just walked away, and later she will be fighting with the kids. Oh no. I know somebody else going through that very thing right now. I know somebody going through that very thing right now. And girl, Annalise, don't even trip because last night I was talking about my mama and she don't FaceTime me. Baby, she didn't FaceTime me in the middle of class. My mom and the person that is on the loose, them is the two people that used to be able to send me into an emotional spiral, honey. Them two. I'm trying to tell you. The spiritual realm is realming, just like y'all said. Is. You said Commodore's Ozzy Brothers take me there. Al Green also. I'm 64. It works for me. Oh, I know. Oh, I know where to go, Auntie. I know where to go. You said it's really heavy. It is. It just blows my mind how we are all feeling the same stuff, girl, because we connected here too in the Arc La Miss. You said area with everyone I know and some I don't know. Listen, you said, yeah, this is some nasty old-ish. This a nasty old shift. Right. Art class would be nice. Yes. You said, yes, I had to cut off my ex-mother-in-law. She was draining me mentally and physically. Learn from WOIU how to deactivate people with no worries. I'm trying to tell you, I feel God is increasing the separation that have to happen. 100%. You said you've been under attack for the last few weeks. Yes. You said, I know the feeling, only working my day job. Took a week off from the night one. You said, yes, had to push and push again yesterday. Listen. We right here together. Trying to keep my thoughts straight has been a challenge. And I don't even like to say that because I find myself to be a pretty logical thinker at times. And, keeping my thoughts straight on one train, that's why I had to get off the internet. That's why I had to quit swiping, girl. Because, baby, my attention span has been nothing. Zero, zilch, nothing. You hear me? Nada. You said, whatever you do, please keep fighting for your peace and stillness and love and happiness. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yes, the separation is starting. He keeps the word unbothered on repeat in my head for the challenging people. Listen, I just asked God again last night to help me sort my thoughts. Girl, if you don't get out my journal, girl, Rika, I said, this got to be menopause mine. Because what's happening? Like, y'all know, my thoughts used to be, you said, how to shift to quietness for peace. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. You said, hey, his stuff I felt years ago are happening now. And it's like, wow, you will not get me mixed up. That part. Well, you was in mine. Sorry, I guess. Because, baby, listen here. I have been journaling pages and pages and pages and pages of information. But to go back and see that in 2024, okay, and in 2025, the things that God was giving me about everything that you know what? People, y'all, even though I cannot list every single last one of y'all, do y'all know I still do, I don't say used to. I write about y'all all as a collective a lot. A whole lot. Girl, I've been crying my eyes out and okay with it too because I needed it. I was full. You said I was telling my daughter the devil working through her children because this week been crazy with my teenage grandsons. The devil, but the kids can feel it too. That's why y'all got to give them some grace as well. Trying to keep me in fear. Girl, Ashley, this. Mm-hmm. Like mine, zero spin. I was asking God to let me stop swiping this stupid phone. Oh, I've been off of it. I have. Right, because these thoughts that's been popping up, I'm not knowing why, but it's making me rebuke stuff and repent again for stuff because I don't want to be wrong with my thoughts. It's been hard. Girl, listen, we all in here together. My sister's best friend was arrested over the weekend. My nephew, her son, lost a best friend to fentanyl, and I have congestion, a kidney infection, overwhelming. Painting for my niece's wedding Saturday. I get it. I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a while. My mom has dementia, and the thing she has been talking about is scary stuff. Please write it down. Write it down. Everything that she says, write it down. If it makes the hair on your body stand up or any of that, write it down because they can see. You said I'm the only woman of color here in operations. This FSO is a woman of color, and her name is really giving her the character. Well, child, you better leave me alone. Listen, us women are sensitive around a full moon too. Yes, definitely under spiritual attacks lately. Of course. High five that we can all feel it. High five. Would you want to be in this world without spiritual insight? Even though it is scary to feel and see, you said, I love y'all, family. I get a sense of comfort when we convene, girl. This part, and we love you too. Hey, it's me, Zia. Oh, hello? Okay. Yeah. It's a safe space. I saw something about Funny Marco, and somebody was saying something, and he was on there. Come on. And he was like, is this a safe space? I said, I seen some pastors on that thing talking about this is a safe space. A man was on there. He was like, is this a safe space? He said, I powered off my phone 2 days ago and I'm on retreat in a spirit bedroom. I'm in sensory overload as an empath. That's what's been happening with me. That's exactly what's been happening with me. That is exactly it. I've overloaded, too stimulated. That is exactly what's been going on. And I have been in the smallest space in my house, which is my bathroom in my room. And I have pillows in there on the floor right next. Y'all know my space. Y'all done synced it. Yeah, he is. He is. So with that, right? You said those vocab words still got my mind going about things and why certain things probably happen and happening in my life. So you want to be in our. That's where we're going today. That's where we're going. So that makes sense as to why he told me because I was going to read something else. I had to come here and grab this, turn to a specific place. So let me run to the restroom and we'll get started on it. It's probably what everybody needs anyway. That's how it works with us. That's how he do here. Okay. I was invited to a Bible Gateway a few states away in the fall. I was like, I will see because the way Revelations is happening, let me see if we can even move by then. That part. Girl. what I was talking to your nieces and nephews about today. I don't even know if we're going to be able to leave our space from a minister who's waiting for the rep. Bye, Joy. Bye. Get off of my phone. Get off of my iPad. Bye. Listen, I told my husband, don't tell his family nothing about what we got because I don't got nothing for nobody. That's feeling a little bit more real right now, isn't it? Ain't it? The closer we get to this crazy, and now that they didn't shut down the Strait of Hormuz, they're already talking about the ships and stuff. I don't sound so mean, do I? I was about to say the look on your face was stay put, girl. Sister. Okay. And be honest. How many of y'all, when I told y'all that people were going to be getting trapped overseas and that it might be dangerous for them to be trapped over there in 22 when everybody was asking me, do I want to travel? And I said no. How many of y'all thought I was overreacting? Be honest. Because in the beginning, nothing wasn't really happening. I would not be going anywhere for river. Baby, if it ain't up the road to see them kids. No, I didn't. Okay? Some of y'all probably thought, oh my God, it's just whatever. No, every single thing that I kept telling y'all I was paranoid about, with whether it be them being trapped there, they can't leave, stuck in the airport, whatever else it is, and trouble happening, all of what I was feeling in 22 about wanting to travel, that's why I drove to our meet and greet. No. And every time I flew, I was like, I don't want to. I'm not able to for long right now. Okay. He said, not at all. I've been organizing and couponing, about to get some fabric and cover my shelves because it's a big no for me, that part. I said at first, oh, she real paranoid. Holler! Thank you for telling the truth. High five. Thank you for telling the truth because I got a lot of that. You're paranoid. You're overreacting. You're thinking too much into it. That's far down the line. Yeah, I got all that. And look, no. I believed you. I could see the signs. Listen, you said, nope, got into it with my husband about getting a passport. Like, do you not see what's going on? I'm not going nowhere. I stay to the rivers and the lakes the lakes that I'm used to. It's the fact that so many people are living in delusion right now and only living for the current day. This. You just came in and I was just talking about that. I was like, sheesh. Okay, now, but I believed you because up to that point, all the things that were still happening that you talked about. So I was listening. Sister, it's a real thing. The prodigal stepson called this morning saying, I know y'all don't trust me, but I want to come where you are and build a family compound. Nope, he doesn't know where we are and where we will be. Clock it. My cousin told me today that AI is going to make their work schedule. Uh-oh. I believe you. I just wasn't sure of the timeline. Got it. Well, we living in it right now. I need you to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your paper. Put a line in between or space if you can. You said I swiped the page and ended up coming back. Uh-oh. You said, only thing I ever thought about you was that you were mean. I felt your words of truth in my heart. And mine because of my childhood. Girl, I was mean. And still am to the right people. Mm-hmm. Gotta call a spade a spade. You said they found the redness from this moon. It was hematite. Interesting. Oh yeah, I did see that. Talking about blood in the moon. My son was talking to me about it a couple weeks ago. Prior to this, about the last one. The moon surface, period. They said it's blood. That's funny. Well, if I was nice, y'all would have did me like the other pastors. Hello. I fully stocked with emergency supplies. I'm just redecorating my house and making it real comfortable to be on lockdown. Okay. You said I'm gonna be right in my house, away from this mess that might come. That part. Twan, darling, I just love you. Just one thing at a time. Oh, okay. All right. You said, did you see the Black Rock? About AES is getting real down. No, but my daughter was talking to me about some AES stuff the other day. day. That comes with the whole, we're going to need these right here. Right? Is this the one? Now you see why we needed these? Can you tell? Y'all think these about to be important? And BlackRock, then about to, baby, this right here. Do you see why we need it? Huh? This is why we need this stuff. And we're going to have to say no. We're going to have to say no. Listen, you said, laugh out loud, that I used to be like, yeah, she might be a little too paranoid whilst filling up my Amazon cart as you spoke. Right, because y'all was selling that stuff out. Girl, I'm even second guessing going to my dentist in Mexico. Don't want to be stuck there. That part. You said, now I might have to find them on TikTok. These? You said, when I came here, I told Dad, thank you for letting me meet my spiritual sister, and she is younger than me. Listen. And you know this whole time I've been thinking I was older than you, right? Did you know that? That's why I be saying y'all be trying to get me in trouble with God, because I didn't know a lot of y'all was older than me, and I just be talking crazy to y'all. Just crazy. Like I would do my nieces and nephews or my little sister and brother. So the fact that y'all is all older than me, it's a lot. Y'all was trying to get me in trouble. A lot of y'all was trying to get me in trouble. Hello. You know that, right? Yes. All my aunties that didn't tell me they was older than me, my sisters, T. You said, yep, you said that about me too. Right. Yeah. Y'all was trying to get me in trouble with the Lord. Disrespecting my elders. Got me talking crazy to people and everything. I said, no, they didn't. You want the worst for me? Okay. So if you have your book, He Came to Set the Captives Free, you'll be 54. Girl, you are my brother's age. You said you can't know all our ages. Right. I'm 43. I'm older than I look. Okay. Well, I'm older than you. So that's fine. Yeah, I'm older. I'm older too. Right, Jen? See? See? I loved y'all. I don't know if y'all loved me for real or not. I'm still deciding. I don't know if y'all loved me or not. You said, well, I'm glad I'm an 80s baby like you. We're good. Oh, okay. But are you older than me, Joy? I'm 50. You said, I'm your little sis. You can talk to me crazy. 40, God willing, in June. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get to talk crazy to you. You 71, Melba? Why y'all be doing me like that? See? You are my aunt's age, my mama's older sister. See, and I'll just be talking crazy. God, please help me. I'm 35. I'm 32. I'm 60. I big love you at 47. I'm 54. I will be 46 on the 7th of this month. We the same age. We are. You only got me by 3 days, so I get to talk crazy to you too, Krista. I'm 42. You can talk crazy to me. I can. You said, no, ma'am, my B-day is in July. Your March, you win. Bet. That's all I need to know. 48, Keish? Okay. I love you too, James. Listen, I'm 61. Okay, I'm sorry to all the people I done talk crazy to that's older than me. You're closer to my two older sisters' ages. They're 48 and 53. Right. Right. I love you. I turned 66 on the 21st of February. Happy birthday to everybody. I'm 55 and you got me together. See? You said I'm 26 and you've been getting in my butt just fine. Grew me real good. Come on, Sasha. You heard that? Listen to my niecey poo. Did you hear what she said? I'm going to read it for y'all in the back. She said, I'm 26 and you've been getting in my butt just fine. Grew me real good. That's what I'm talking about right there. See? You see how that work out? You got to do it. You have to. Somebody got to be the disciplinarian. I can't just let y'all run over me. Listen, sometimes you need to be gathered. It doesn't matter who does it. That part. 43. I got you, Rika. See? Yep. Mm-hmm. Listen, some of y'all. Listen. I can still talk a little crazy because you right there with me. So it's like you in my room messing with my stuff. You said 68, but I needed corrections. Oh, auntie, I'm so sorry. Listen, all of my aunties that I talk crazy to, I'm sorry. I'm trying to tell you. and my older sisters and all of that. But y'all used to be talking crazy to me too and throwing stuff at me, so it is what it is. You said I'm younger, 43, and my youngest is 3. I've been following you since I was pregnant. I think I remember that. Did you tell us you was pregnant? And I was like, oh no, God, please don't let that happen to me. Did I say that to you? Because we was asking about the mamas and how old everybody is. Girl, I done got hot, right? Cause they be trying to get me to go to the hot place. You said, please, I needed you when I was in my 20s. I might have had some sense. Girl, we all might have. I needed y'all when I was in my 20s too. You said we all need corrections. That's why we over here. Listen, I appreciate it all. That's You said I appreciate it all. It was in love, so it's all good. It changed. Y'all changed my life too. I love you and appreciate you so much. I didn't understand all this until I met you. That's how I know you are my angel. God, heaven sent. Listen, God sent us to each other because y'all helped me understand life as well. I do remember that. Y'all realize that, right? Y'all softened me up like butter. Y'all did. Y'all softened me up. Because, baby, I was probably about to be hell on wheels. You said yes because he was a surprise when I went to the doctor. You said I didn't believe him when he told me I was pregnant. I do remember this. God knew what he was doing. Yeah. And just like Rika just said, the communal space that we feel here, the love that flows through this place, the understanding that flows through this place, the solidarity that flows through this place, the support. Do you understand now why when I felt snaky people around, I hate to say it, and I know some of y'all might still love them, I still love them too, but you can't stay here. You said my silence is wonderful now, that part. And you a young baby too, so to get there at 26, you see what I'm saying? Do you understand now why when people started trying to spread craziness through here, I could not let those things had to be chopped out at the root and thrown out of here? Because when those devices seep in to the community, it brings division. And now you got these over here and these over here. No, no, no. If you are unhappy in WOIU or you feel like stuff should be run a certain way, you need to do your own thing. And I've been saying that the whole time. When people used to try to come in here and tell me how to do my class and how I need to be teaching and what I need to be teaching on, I said, if you know it, you go do your own thing. You said you body slammed me a few times, but I'm still here. That part. You said laugh out loud. Why? I had both of my kids while growing up in our little community. Come on. You said you had me crying more than once in the beginning, but I took it. Lord, it was hard though, but I'm blessed in the end. Yeah. Yeah. Because this is the thing, y'all. Change is hard, right? But what does it mean to be pruned? What's the definition of pruned? Maybe it's because you're an old soul. That's why you connect with all ages, of course. So WOIU is a straight line like the shape test. Is. Ah! Yeah, because we ain't went backwards. We steady going forward. We not who we was in 22. We not who we was in 23. The community is completely different from all of those years until 2026. Hello. You said to trim a tree or shrub or bush by cutting away dead or overgrown branches and stems, especially to increase fruitfulness and growth. Do you think you've been pruned since you've been here? Absolutely. You said you're auntie and you put belt to butt every time. I'm so happy I found you at such an early age. This class is heaven sent me to, Brianna. Cut away dead or overgrown branches and stems. Being here made me realize I wasn't as holy as I thought. Girl, none of us was. To be pruned means to have unnecessary dead or unwanted parts removed to improve shape, growth, and efficiency. Yeah, you said you always put us in check about trying to teach your class. Y'all don't like it. Huh, you been pruned? Write pruned on your paper. You could just write pruned on your paper. It's a lot of stuff that has been cut away from your life, and you didn't even have to cut it off. God just cut it off. The fruitfulness and growth, though. Come on. Come on. You'll know them by their fruits. Yeah. Yeah. WO, I know. Now, we known for being crazy a little bit, too, but we'll love you. We'll love on you until I just read in this journal. God, thank you for the witches and warlocks that come and get changed. You said, well, this shape don't then got bigger. Listen, you're fruitful, ain't you? I was thanking God in 22 and 23 for the people that were going to be converted from witchcraft, y'all. How many pastors, and I ain't comparing myself to nobody, but most times they don't even want people that won't do witchcraft around them nowhere. Well, how they gonna get converted then? God says show love to everybody. Hello. How will they know the love of God if you don't give it to them? So just looking back and seeing, you hear me? You said we definitely multiplying for sure. We got a lot of circle littles. Tell the good news to all creatures. Come on. So when you look at that and you see again, I'm grateful that we got to be a part of the explosion of knowledge that was going to be poured out into the world about God and what the Bible really means, and that church is not the only place to find God, right? I feel like we were a part of that movement. It's kind of like the Azusa movement from the early 1800s or 1900s or whenever it was. It's almost like it was another Azusa moment, right? When 22 came. 22 opened up a lot of spiritual light for a lot of people. Circle, that's the one thing I see with the church people in my family. It's so noticeable how judgmental they are, and it makes me mad to hear how they look down on others. Very irritating. Baby, we came from the same family. You said it did. You said yes, indeed. We was a part of that, and I'm grateful. Gregory Porter has a song, "Take Me to the Alley." It talks about Jesus going into the alley in bad parts of town to save the people. Ooh, sound like my kind of shindig. Hello. Um, You said you started my journey. Listen, God did. Absolutely, God blessed me with two grandsons this past year. The oldest just turned 6 months, and he has two teeth already coming in. Come on. Prune don't feel so. It felt bad at first. Probably felt like punishment. Probably felt like you was never ever gonna be able to do anything right, right? Because you was learning how to love God. You didn't know. Some of you did. Some of you didn't know how to love God, but now you love Him, and you understand how much He loves you. But loving you is not always giving you what you want and letting you have your way. Loving you is telling you, no, sit down and don't say nothing, because I have something better for you after this. But if I let you do whatever you want to do, you're going to ruin it before you can even touch it. Okay? You said this. Sarah, he be about to give you a blessing and the devil be messing with you and you be like, I'm just going. He said, no, just don't. He said, before you came across my FRP, I prayed to Dad to know everything I could about him. And boy, did these last years just explode in my knowledge and understanding. It makes me excited. It really do. It makes me excited. Right? You said no for real. In real life. In real life. So, I need you to write down 1 through 7 on your paper, however you do it. Y'all know I like the vertical lists. And hopefully, if you have space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? All right. I'll be right back. I probably should make coffee, but I'm not. I shall return. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your paper. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. I know y'all probably already got this book. I must say that I do feel a big sense of relief when I come to class, even if I have to be quiet in the back. I really do love it here. And Spirit loves it here too. Thank you. Thank y'all. Yes. I do too. Y'all already got this book. Some of y'all probably already got it. I learned a lot of these past years. You seek and you shall find. God sent me here for a reason. He definitely did. Y'all got this already? Some very interesting stuff in here. Unearthing the lost world of the cloud eaters. I've been peeking in here a little bit. Joy. I'm just gonna read a couple of things right here. Like this. This right here, y'all see what that say? The truth about the great Smithsonian cover up. That was one of the things that stood out. And then Mount Everest. Can we talk about it real quick? I told you I've been listening to that song, I See Fire. Listen. Let's leave the New World Order for a bit. Let's leave the New World for a bit, excuse me, and look at two mountains revered in the Asian world. Nearly every year, news outlets trumpet some tale of tragedy or victory played out on the slopes of Mount Everest, measured at over 29,000 feet above sea level. We know that. Everest is considered to be the highest peak in the entire world. The indigenous people of Nepal are the Sherpas, a name that means Eastern people. The Sherpa religion is syncretistic, and in that it is an amalgamation of Buddhism and more ancient shamanistic practice, often called Bon or Bonpo. Though even the priests of Bon have difficulty explaining the roots of their religion. One researcher believes that those roots are the roots are dark indeed and may explain much that occurred there in the early 20th century. So it was going on about the mountains, right? Oh, listen to this. A demon named Ignorance. Do you think that demon is running around here right now? A demon named Ignorance. Look, that's kind of like the people of Earth who have no clue what the real intent is behind these efforts. This is talking about CERN. This is talking about CERN. This is talking about CERN. The destroyer of worlds. And the Bible said that the destroyer was coming. And this page is about CERN. Right. Yeah. Oh, I said, well, God, you just gonna go and tell us. Let me see if I can find it. It's some good stuff in here, honey. All the hair on my body is standing up. Y'all can't see it, but it is. So I'm going to read some of this to y'all. All right. The chapters are a civilization of angels, angels and ancient remnants, eternal gates, torn universe, repeating patterns, liminal space, discerning the times. Do you see that? That's very interesting that they spelled it like that. Y'all see it? Discerning the times. Yes, they did. They did in here in this book in the 7th chapter on 165. They did that. Where the gates will open and where the cloud eaters will return. See that? The last chapter is where the great gates will open and where the cloud eaters will return. You mean the beings that was here prior to the flood? Them? Listen here. ain't got a chance to get all the way through here. I told y'all I've been doing, they talk about DARPA in here, Destroyer of Worlds, the Shiva statue that we studied on that's in front of CERN. Hello. All of that is in here, y'all. A lot of our studies, from when I thumbed through here, I'm like, oh, we talked about that in class. Oh, we talked about that in class too. We talked about that. We talked about this. Hey, sister. We talked about this. It's a lot of our classes that are in here. They talk about the buildings, the electrical plants, everything. This made me think of Stephen King movie Tommy Knockers. Listen, it's called The Unearthing the Lost World of the Cloud Eaters. Compelling evidence of the incursion of giants, their extraordinary technology, and their imminent return. It's by Stephen Quill. Yes. Yes. So, if you can, just I would, I ain't telling nobody what to do or nothing. But, yeah. Ain't that crazy? Real good, right? So that's something I've been sneaking and reading too. I've been a couple different places. So did y'all number y'all paper? Uh-huh. Quayle. Yayle. Yeah, me too. I like his documentaries. They real good. Excuse me. Okay. Y'all got y'all numbers on y'all papers. Okay. Here we go. The scriptures are. I need. It's okay. I need you to write doorways on the top of your paper. Excuse me. Doorways on the top of your paper. You got it? Good. The scriptures are very plain. Any dealing with Satan opens a doorway in a person's life for the inflow of satanic power or demon infestation. I'll say that again. Any dealing with Satan opens a door in a person's life for the inflow of satanic power or demon infestation. We just talked about this last night, and then he had me get up and get this book this morning. Whether the person is a Christian or non-Christian makes no difference. Leviticus 19:31 states, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Although the brotherhood, which we now know is the folks that's with Epstein, the leadership that was over in London that had a hold to them kids at that school, some of the people in our education system and banking systems and everything else, they're part of the brotherhood, right? Right? Hello. Okay. Although the brotherhood is a very strong and fast-growing cult, they are but a handful compared to the vast numbers held in bondage by peripheral involvement in the occult and other sins which have opened up their lives to Satan's power. These doorways that are created by sin give Satan legal ground, according to God's word, the Bible, to exert his power in their lives. Christians are not protected because the opening of these doorways involves their conscious participation in sin and or ignorance. So just because you don't know and just because you say you're a Christian, you can still be opened up to demonic oppression, possession, or infestation. Do you agree? Huh? Yes. Okay. Okay. It says, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey. So basically saying, whoever you open yourself up to, whether it be God or the devil, that's the servant you're going to be. And then it also says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Not only does every person need to be aware of these areas of influence in his own life, but also anyone who desires to share the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ with others. So, does it make sense to you that churches now don't want to talk about real deliverance? You said agree, and that was the disconnect, because you grew up with what you grew up with wasn't possible if I was in church. Interesting. Huh? Right. So if this is something that needs to be addressed and every single Christian needs to be aware of it, why don't they talk about it? Okay. We're just going to keep going. Never mind. I'll just leave that there with you. Okay. It says many are not able to accept Christ when he is presented to them because their and mind will and mind is literally bound by the dark powers through some open doorway in their lives, either currently or in the past. Hello. And especially if it's a matter of salvation, why not address it to help those who are sick? Here we go. Now, did you see what this just said? It says, many are not able to accept Christ when he is presented to them because their will and mind is literally bound by the dark powers through some open doorway in their lives, either currently or in the past. How many of you, when you came over here and we started talking about demons and how they work, and we read Solomon, you realize that those are the spaces that open up the doorways into your spirit so that evil spirits could get into your life. Some of y'all realize that some of the things that you were doing was allowing spirits to be able to run to and fro. You said hands and feet, me. Okay. You said they are ignorant to the truth. Yes. Right? Okay. It says, now it's scriptures here, but we just gonna go to the next thing here. It says, any dealings with the occult, no matter how lightly or briefly, is a doorway. How many of you did not realize that you were dibbling and dabbling in witchcraft when you got here? You said that's why you warned us about reading certain books. They would go open doorways we couldn't even handle at that time. This. They don't know anything about it, and they don't want to lose members. This part. You said me again. Interesting. You said, yep. Ooh, so glad God set me down. I'm about at that point with the more I'm learning. Okay. You said, ooh, we had no clue. Okay. All right. I'm referring to such things as playing with your horoscope. How many of y'all used to go check your horoscope? I did, and not as an adult, but probably young adult, I did. And in the teen magazines, because it's in there. They played us with that. Matter of fact, I think it was even in the not highlights, but one of them magazines from like 7-year-old girls to probably 12. They had the horoscope in there, and it used to be in the women's magazines. It used to be in a newspaper. You said me faithfully until I came here. Okay. The school magazine, right? It was one of them that it was in there. My grandma had us scared to read ours. It was a paper every day. It was in the paper every day. Yeah, in the Jet book, it was one in there. That's what I'm saying. I know it was some magazines that they used to be in there. Now, who understands that God created the zodiac? God created the zodiac, but he never intended for the zodiac to be a determination of how your life was going to go. When you start to use that to divine your life, it becomes divination. Y'all remember this class? Because people be saying zodiacs is bad, zodiacs is bad. Zodiacs are not bad because God created the zodiacs. He created the stars. The stars form what? Yes. I didn't just read mine, though. I would read them for all my loved ones out loud. Right? Hey, sister. God is in control of the stars and the planets. Okay. So, does it say that the stars placed themselves where they wanted to be, or were they placed where God wanted them to be? God placed them where God chose. So, do you think that he was going to, did he know that he was putting a bull in the sky? Did he know he was putting a bear in the sky? Did he know he was putting a half man, half whatever the thing is? Did he know that? Whatever the constellations are and the shapes of them, the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, did he know they was going to look like pops? Okay. Because folks be saying stuff. You're not supposed to use them to define your life and to divine what's going to happen in the future, because you're supposed to pray to God and he's supposed to tell you that. But when people be like zodiacs is evil, zodiacs are not evil because God created the zodiac. He actually put the stars that stop now. Now, to allow someone to use your zodiac to divine your future is divination, and that is sin. Do we get it? You're never supposed to ask the stars for information, because a lot of the stars are angels. They are beings. I used to always wonder who wrote them horoscopes and where they got the information from. This part. Because folks just be spouting stuff. But if God put the stars where they go, why would he put... Some of it don't be making no sense. Moving on. All right. The curiosity to visit a fortune teller. They gave us games with that when we were young. When we went to the skating rink and they had the fortune teller there, and you put your money in, and you get a fortune that come out of it. They was everywhere at all of the arcades. They was at the church functions. Sometimes they would bring the fortune teller in there and put them in that casing. They did it at the fair. The Magic 8 Ball too. Right. 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 Fairs and carnivals. Fortune cookies. All of it. And believing in it, of course. The fairs and carnivals. Come on. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that the enemy knows when he has you wish upon a star or go to a carnival or go to some kind of fair or a skating rink or whatever it was, MASH too, yes, yep, where you gonna live, how you gonna, who you gonna marry, MASH and Marsh, all of them. Hello. Do you think that he knows what he's doing when he starts that at a very young age? Because wishing on a star is asking a star to help you. How many of you allow people to read your tarot? You? No. Guilty? Okay. You? I've had my palms read and my tarot. Okay. Thank you for being honest. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Did you realize that when you did those simple things that you were opening your soul up to demonic oppression and possession? Yeah. And your chakras. Interesting. I met this lady while I was at a Christmas party. She said she was a medium. Interesting. I stayed letting people read my palm as a teen. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. He said, I've always been scared of the card and palm stuff. Interesting. You didn't. Okay. Oh, you didn't. Got it. You said, I didn't. I did not. Now I do. And stay away from it. I tried to learn about the chakras but couldn't understand it at the time. Excuse me. You said suddenly she got close to me and said there's an energy that's trying to come through you and send you a message. I said, I plead the blood of my ancestors. I plead the blood because of Jesus, my ancestors are resting that part until you came here. Okay. You said I didn't because they made it sound so spiritual and it wasn't bad. Interesting. Well, I like when y'all put that face like that. Oh, every time I would try to go to get that done, something always came up and couldn't go. Thank you for protecting. Come on. You said when she tried to tap it into it, understand what that so-called ancestor was trying to say. The plate of food fell out her hand. Yeah, knock it down. Astrocartography. Cartography. I believe. I don't know what that is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's some type of divination. Astrocartography. I told her I was covered by the blood of Jesus, and I'm content with whatever protection. Interesting. So, okay. So let me ask you a question. How many of you, when we went through the Manseys, you found out that you were participating in a type of divination? When I had y'all go through and list all, you probably did, girl. I just never seen the word before that I can remember. I'm sure you probably did. I just didn't want to say it wrong. I tried the terror to turn them. I was all bad. It was all bad. Interesting. You? Do y'all remember when we went through the Manseys? Okay. Okay. I'm just saying. So, if you are guilty or were guilty of any of those things, can you write each one down on a doorway? We still got a ways to go, so don't fill them all up. But if you had any of the things that we just talked about, if you had any of the things that we just talked about happen or you participated in, write one down on each. Now, if you get past 7, y'all know how we do around here. Fine. But if you participated in any of those things, under your paper where it says doorways, can you please write down what the doorway was, the ones that we just looked at right now? Whether it be astral projection, tarot cards, whatever it was, the chakra stuff, if you had somebody read your tea leaves, any of those things where you went to someone, or you attempted to do something on your own to divine your future, can you write it down? Horoscopes, whatever. I do not know what is going on with my glasses today. And if you go past 7, that's fine, because we still going somewhere, but I want to see something. While y'all doing that, I'll be right back. Ow! Dang, leg be popping out whenever it feel like it. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Y'all got those down? charging up my phone bill, trying to call Miss Cleo. Hilarious. You said my list is full. Thank God for allowing me to learn and grow. Come on. I just read a book about this in Deliverance called Breaking Demonic Chains. Come on, my friend watching a psychic reading online saying they gifted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, let's get cracking. Here we go. It says, I'm referring to such things as playing with your horoscope, the curiosity visit to a fortune teller, a tea leaf reader, palm reader, etc. How many of our school and church carnivals for fundraising have a fortune teller of some sort? Now, why in the world would there be fortune telling at church? We're going to move on. None of these are harmless. Innocent young children are allowed to go to these people at such events for something fun to do. How many of these children are then unable in their future life to accept Jesus Christ as their personal Savior, or if they are already a Christian, at some later date lose interest or just unable to grow any depth in their Christianity? Who would have ever known that something so simple, so small, something that you did unknowingly, something that you were ignorant to, at that moment literally opened you up for a dwelling for demons as a child? And think about it. Kids always want to go to a fair, and when they get to be a teenager is when you can't talk to them. Could it be because the doorways were opened when we was letting them watch Disney, the most magical place on earth, where there's real spells and real magical symbols, and we'll say, ooh, honey, I ain't letting you go over to them devil people house now because they don't even believe in God, but you will put your kid in front of the Disney Channel all day. I mean, from newborn, they are seeing satanic symbols and hearing satanic words and magic words from the time they come out of your womb until. You said there's all kinds of seeds in this world, good and evil. Come on. Literally, they tell you, all we deal in is magic. And you will say, this is safe for my kids to watch. I'd rather them watch this than anything else. And that is probably one of the most demonic things that they can watch. You said, I remember the Craft movie. I was looking up spells as a teen. Come on, because if you see it. Isn't that crazy? Literally, before they can talk, they know how to act like they doing a wand. Uh-oh. Looking back on Disney now, it's so perverted, it's ridiculous. But we were deceived into thinking it was children's TV because we didn't know what we was looking at. You said, yep, they be fans. Full-blown spells in the movies and in the cartoons. And just the regular cartoons. And the symbols that be in the back, I told y'all, pay attention. The names they use, Lucy, Sammy, all of those names are tied to an evil spirit. Samael, Lucifer, Lilith, they always got a Lily. Okay. It says, we would be appalled if we really knew the number of casualties from this source alone. I've personally seen more than I think, than I like to even think about. And then it talks about the scriptures. It says, again, the scriptures could not be more plain. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, a form of human sacrifice to a demon, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard or a necromancer. So all the people talking about they be talking to their ancestors is doing practicing what? And some parents didn't know or check the stuff before we watched it either. That part. My kids was just talking about they couldn't watch SpongeBob. They bring it up all the dang time. It's a lot of stuff y'all couldn't watch. And couldn't. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Just told my two youngest what it represents granddaughters about. Huh? Oh, about the D, the snake chasing his tail. Do you know what type of magic you're practicing when you speak to the ancestors? Necromancy. You said the Hocus Pocus movie was a staple in my house. Necromancy. Magic dealing with the dead. So all the people talking about their ancestor came to them and gave them a message, and they're practicing necromancy. It's not always a deceiving spirit. Sometimes they have the ability to speak with their loved one in the spiritual realm. I remember growing up and watching the TV series Charmed, and it has all of this and more and does. Do you think that those are things that you should be putting in a young person's mind, just like unfiltered? No. Right. How many of you played Bloody Mary? You realize that we were doing an incantation and calling a spirit from the spiritual realm, looking in a mirror? We were doing an incantation and didn't even know. You said you thought you couldn't communicate with the dead. Why would you think that? And it tells you right in the Bible that the witch of I can't think of it. The witch of what's the name? She called up Samuel's spirit. Endor. The Anne and Canon only since coming here did I learn that. Yes, thank you. Endor. Right. The witch of Endor did that. She called up the prophet spirit, and he talked to Saul. He said, "Why have you disturbed me?" Yes, real. I never liked it, but my older cousins played it. Okay. So that's another doorway. Is it not? What about Miss Mary? All dressed in black with buttons going down her back. Were we calling a spirit then? So on your list of doorways, you have to write incantations. Yeah. Okay. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Spell. It's a levitating spell. Incantations. Because a spirit will come, and some people have been lifted up. We all was practicing witchcraft. Okay. How many of you had mantras? Auntie. There wasn't scripture. They really go after the innocents. They do. My older sister and we used to Jones on people that dress like Miss Mary Mack. Interesting. Anybody? So you chanted over and over and over and over and over and over. Don't step on the cracks or break your mother's back. Yep, sure was. What's the definition of a mantra? Witchcraft Saturday and had to go to church on Sunday, but was never taught to ask for forgiveness. Interesting. You said I didn't have 7. Now I have more. Right. That's why I said just put 7, because most people be like, oh, I didn't. And then they'd be like, oh my God, I did. Bubble gum in a dish, pretty much. Yep. Don't break a mirror or 7 years bad luck. Right. Right. Or bury it by sundown. Yep. What's the definition for mantra? You said when I stopped and list this stuff, it's wild and crazy to see how deceived I was, girl. A sacred, here we go. A sacred sound, word, or phrase, often from Sanskrit, repeated to aid concentration, foster mindfulness, or promote positive mental shifts during meditation in daily life. Don't forget the first part of that. A sacred sound, word, or phrase, repeated to concentrate. What did God tell us we supposed to meditate on all the time? A word repeated frequently. What are we supposed to concentrate our mind on at all times? My son is sitting here jaw dropped saying, no, stop please, auntie. Sorry, nephew. His word day and night. So if you are chanting a sacred, because word and sound is how we got the earth. We know that. We looked it up. God made a sound. He said, let there be light. He made sound, and even the universe makes sound. Okay. So if you are repeating over and over and over something and focusing on that, and that is not the word, what is that? You said originally in Hindu and Buddhism, a word or sound repeated to, a mantra. Originally from Hinduism and Buddhism, a word or sound repeated to aid concentration and meditation on what? And did I show y'all what I found? I did. I was reading in one of my books, and I think I showed y'all this. And it said an ancient Buddhist prayer wheel, and it's prayers from like 3,000 years ago or something like that. And I said, I was sitting in here when I looked at it. I was on the phone with y'all nephew. And I said, ain't no way. They in there. You saw a prayer wheel when you went to Arizona, girl. They are in there. I didn't have this thing this whole time, and I had no idea, baby, that it was prayers wrapped all the way around in here, and it's the same words over and over and over. If they hear her, I just found this out a couple like last when I wasn't talking to y'all. They hear her over and over and over and over. We didn't have this thing what 3 years, 4 years. They in here. Yeah, it's been up. Y'all know I been spunted and everything doing a skit. When I did the lady and I had dressed all up, baby, they in here. It was a big one. Oh, Rika. So you knew that and you didn't tell us nothing. Got it. There we go with that old funny stuff again. Be knowing stuff and just leave us out. I was just about to say, you been had that thing too, right? I got this right around the time we first started. When around the time when I got there, hidden in plain sight, and it was one of these books that I was in here looking in. It was one of these books, and I said, "Ain't no way! I know for a fact that ain't got nothing in there." My son's saying Muslims use that. Muslims use this. Buddhist priests use it. A few people use prayer wheels. Ain't that crazy? Look at nephew like auntie. Oh wow, you said that looks like one of those baby rattles that you rattle. Yeah, but it's a Buddhist prayer wheel, and the prayers is in there. Crazy, right? See? But think about this. Revelation. Now Rika knew and didn't tell nobody. Always holding that on information. No, I'm just playing. But my son says they hold it in their hands and pray with it. No, no, no. I know. And they say they're repeating a thing. I've seen them do it. And they have to do it so many times for each word and all that. I've watched it, but I never knew the prayers were in there. Rika did. And she didn't tell us. You just had us walking around in the dark, Rika. Thanks. Because I did not know that the prayers was in here. I thought they memorized the prayers. And they just, you know how like we know the prayer, so we just say it. I didn't know they was written in here. Right. Y'all be holding out. Always. You said this was years ago, like in the beginning. Oh. I told y'all back then y'all had information y'all was holding out on. Hello. I've been saying the same thing the same 4 years I've been here. Y'all got information. Y'all be having books and stuff. Don't be telling me nothing. Oh, yeah, we all read that. I'm glad I got the memo. Y'all be having all kind of information and don't be sharing nothing with me. No, I'm messing with you, though. I really do. I am happy. You know I'm just pulling. I'm pulling your leg. But y'all have been holding out information on me. Moving on. I'm just messing with you, sister, though. You know. I'm grateful that you told us now. And if you have a picture of the big one, if you took it, just hearing you say it like, I seem like one of it. Yeah! Y'all all been one of them at one point in time or another. Y'all all been like one of them. Because all of y'all that had some information and came in here and said, oh, yeah, I knew that already. We got a classroom for a reason. We got us. You said, I also didn't know. Right. Right. So just think about how you said, I do have a pic. I'll send it to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's so much information that has been right in front of our face like that. You said Jews write their prayers on the door handle of their homes. I did not know that. That's something I didn't know. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Jews write their prayers on the door handle of their door? I had no idea. That makes a lot of sense though. You said, ooh, Rika. Okay, so come on. I didn't know that. I didn't know that either. I love this place. We learn something new every single day here. Right? Every day. It's not one day that we've come here that we didn't learn something. You did know that? I did not know that. I had no idea. I mean, it's kind of like us anointing our door handles, but the prayers make sense. He said, yes, my home was owned by Jewish people and we still have them in the doorways. Really? Really? Again, y'all be knowing information and don't be telling nobody. Not we got somebody that live in one of the houses, and so you just been living on the information, and I'm just, you know what? Hey, Dad. No, I'm sick of it. They have so much information that they just hold to themselves and they expect me to pour out everything I find. You sent them to me, but they withhold things for me. No, they're your kids. Right. The ones you sent over here. Kind of like Adam, the woman you gave me. Right, those people. Them. Everybody. All of them. Yeah. 4 years now, they're still holding out. I don't know. You have a mezuzah. What is that? My home in Washington I bought in the 1970s, and the door and the prayer is still on the door. Interesting. Yes, ma'am. Everyone that touched it will be blessed. Also, just found out that by studying. Interesting. Listen, just listen, listen. He said you put prayers in a mezuzah in a little tube-like container, and they put them in each doorway. You have them too. Brooklyn has a lot of them. I've seen them. Oh. Them right there. They did it to me. Them. They be having information. Them. Everybody. Thank you. Bye. I don't know, y'all, anymore. I thought I knew you all. I thought we were a community. But I realize now that you all. Sorry, we thought you knew. No! I told you I don't know everything. You said, remember when I told you I had Black Jewish ancestry? I sent you one. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sending me the information. You said yes, and my doctor had one above the office door. This is how y'all be making me feel right here. Now, I ain't calling y'all this, but this how I feel right now. Y'all ready? Now, I ain't calling y'all that, but that's how I feel, because I can't trust y'all. Y'all be having all kind of information and don't be letting me in on nothing. That's how I'm feeling over here. A deceiver. Y'all are deceivers. Listen, I'm trying to girl, I can't get me in on nothing. That's how I be feeling with y'all. I ain't calling you a liar, a cheater, or a deceiver, but I mean, y'all be knowing all kind of stuff and just be leaving a little circle in the dark, honey. Didn't know. Oh yeah, I knew that. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it'd have been nice if y'all would have shared it with me. I don't know you all anymore. Listen, y'all be having all kind of stuff that I want to know. Include me too. Niggas. All right, let's keep going here. Just one visit to a seance out of curiosity is enough to affect the rest of your life. So is studying books on the occult arts, playing with the Ouija board, trying out ESP, psychic experiences, astral projection, meditation of any kind that involves blanking out or clearing the mind, water witching, or divining for oil or minerals by using a dowsing rod or pendulum. Equally dangerous is the participation in magic of any kind, using the art of levitation, moving objects without touching that object physically. Do y'all remember old boy Jamal, whatever his name was, used to be online, and then he had everybody else moving stuff without touching it? Talking about non-ether beings. And then he went from non-ether beings to being gods. And then the guy got locked up. All the people that be talking about they be gods be getting put in prison. I didn't know that guys could get put in prison and stuff, but I see it. It happen a lot. I know somebody else that called themselves a god and they probably about to go to prison too. It's real crazy. Y'all remember this? Had everybody online trying to move stuff with their mind. How many of y'all tried to do it? Moving on. All right. We're just going to leave it. It says consulting a medium or spiritist in an attempt to locate some missing object, practice any of the martial arts or yoga, and of course, any practice of witchcraft through spells or incantations, etc. Any of this will open a doorway to the inflow of satanic powers and demons. Any use of or abuse of street drugs and prescription or repeated drunkenness are also doorways. Child abuse almost always results in demonic infestation. That is why abused children, unless delivered, usually turn out to be child abusing parents. Do you agree? How many of you that rugs have taken you and alcohol took you to a place you never thought you would be? It, that could be somebody bed. Never thought you would be there. Hello. Alcohol is a hello. You would have never went if you wasn't drinking or smoking or whatever. If you hadn't popped your little fizz or something, you'd have never been over there. And because you did, and it opened up a whole nother slew for abuse, poverty, or whatever. You said Lord. All of a sudden, stuff just start happening. Baby, ate a cookie and saw a whole ghost walk through the wall. Oh yeah, you was done for after that. What kind of cookie you ate? No, I'm just playing. I know what kind of cookie you had. You said, and then see, so you went straight to the spiritual realm, huh? So you got to see what was really walking around in your house or wherever you was. Oh, okay. Oh, cause that be what you feel. You know that, right? You feel it, but you can't see it. But when you certain things take you right to the spiritual realm, honey. So you felt what was looking around in there. All right. It says any okay. Any incident of severe emotional or physical trauma may serve as a temporary breakdown in the defenses, permitting the entrance of demonic spirits. I'm going to say that again. Listen. Any incident of severe emotional or physical trauma may serve as a temporary breakdown in the defenses, permitting the entrance of demonic spirits. Let me ask you a question. Does the internet attack you emotionally and physically, being online? No, it does. Right, Joy? Because you can scroll so much that it starts to take an effect on your natural body. You said this is for that part. Scroll long enough, you'll get a headache. You get tension in your neck and your arm and your back. Oh, yeah. Phone arm is a thing. People have to go get reconstructive surgery from holding a device in their hand like this, because this is not a natural space for you to be in with your hand all day. This is not, and you're holding a weight, so it's weakening the muscles in people's shoulders, arms, neck, back, everything, just from holding this device. And you're very emotional. You are, because it tap dance right there. So even with the internet, thumb stiffness, so the internet affects your physical and emotional bodies. Doom scrolling. And it plays with your emotions, heavy. You can be feeling fine, get on the internet, be on the internet less than 2 minutes, and instantly your mood is different. Right or wrong? Eyes hurting, neck stiff. Okay. I can't hold the phone anymore because my fingers tingle and burn. Do. Eyes hurt. Okay. Here we go. It says this may occur in both children and adults. Here we go. Put the kids away. Sexual intercourse is another big doorway. Heard that. Demons are passed from one person to another through sexual intercourse. This is because the two people involved become one flesh. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall become one flesh. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth without his every sin that a man doeth is without the body. But he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. Did you write fornication down as a doorway for spirits to enter you? Sexual immorality, any of it? Is that on your list of doorways? If you have been guilty of that. Some of us, not us, not me, I'm not a part of that us. Some of y'all got married as virgins and never been with nobody else. But to those of you that didn't, did you realize that you were opening up yourself to be a home for demons when you were having premarital sex or cheated on your husband or wife or your boyfriend or whoever it is? When you went out and you had actual intercourse with somebody that you were not married to, did you realize that you were opening your body up as a house of spirits? No. I'm gonna need a whole new sheet of paper. Well, we started at 7. I be trying to get y'all jump started, and then I figure as we get through the class, it'll. No. I'm gonna just keep reading. Excuse me. All right. The word fornication means any sexual intercourse between a man and a woman who are not married to each other. We know that. This is why God has given his people so many commands not to have sexual intercourse between anyone who is not man and wife. It is for our protection from this source of demonic infestation. Grape and violent SA, particularly in children, is a doorway that I have come across repeatedly in my medical practice. This results in the demonic entrance of some of the strongest demons that I have ever met. You said I'm already at 20. So, when we see Sasha, what's his name, and the other people, those kids from over there in the UK, that said that they were violently SA'd as children, and now we find out that the CIA and all of these people did certain things to kids to split their personalities. Do you believe that SA at a very young age opens children up to demonic possession, oppression, and so forth? And now you understand why the people that are in witchcraft go after the children. So some of you read this book a couple years ago and you're seeing it played out in the Jeffrey Epstein files. You said calling for a third sheet of paper. Uh-oh. Okay. So that was I was SA by a family member as well. That was the whole playing house thing. Remember we talked about that with the kids? And you touching in places you shouldn't with cousins and family friends at a very young age, doorway. You said the multiple personality disorders. Come on, auntie. Come on. And we know demons don't come by themselves. So even that, playing house as a kid and what's the name? Go get it or whatever. I can't think of it. Y'all know what it is. The whatever. All of that, hide and go get it. All of that opened up demons. Spin the bottle, kissing and getting in a closet. All of those different things opened us up because those are actual interactions. And the devil knows that our minds can't even, I mean, as a kid, as a grown person, it's hard to be intimate with a person and keep your mind straight. That part, all of that, Trina. You said yes. I was as well, and they were so much older than me. Yes, run and catch a kiss. Exactly. So what they have made kids games and little teenage games is actually another doorway for spirits of lust, perversion, confusion, unaliving, all of that to get in. Did you know? You said adds a whole new depth to and meaning to soul ties. Right. Because your soul ties didn't start when you said yes. Your soul ties started when all of that mess was going on. This happens in daycare. I told y'all about the little girl. She was 3 years old calling little boys under the table to try to lay on top of her. And she was 3. This was in 2001 or 2. And I knew, because I understand the spiritual realm, that baby was being touched at home. And then we found out mom and dad were on rugs. And so then they might have been selling that little baby. How seductive she was at 3. And how you know how to do that? At 3. And we got her at 2, and then she turned 3. She was already doing it. Especially if a man have an ex with you, and he is able to rub on your uterus, it can drive. I'm gonna go make me some coffee. Miss Allen. That is how you become hypnotized. But I do know that it's magic. It literally is a magic stick. It is. I'm gonna run to the restroom, y'all. Hold on. Hey, Riz. I call it the crazy button. Had it done to me before. Had to get. Hey, man. We're just gonna leave that alone because my crazy button is running around here and can't nobody find them. I already know. No, I had one of those before. As a matter of fact, he's free as a bird and he doesn't need to be. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's see, right here. Yeah. This is a result in the demonic entrance of some of the strongest demons that I've ever met. Incest within a family and any participation in same sex always leads to demonic infestation. All of the corrupt sexual practices condemned in the Bible and used in corn today. Did you think, I ain't gonna say, you know. I gotta touch this real softly. So, if you had any experiences as a child with the same sex, even if you didn't continue to date that way as an adult, did you ever have times where in your thoughts or in your mind or in your dreams there would be things that would come to your mind and you didn't even know why you was thinking about that, But you never tied it back to, I kissed a girl when I was a little girl. Or I let this person do certain things to me as a kid, not understanding that that small opening opened you up to a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And some of it was force, some of it was curiosity. But when you think back on your grown up time, if you were to go back in history, can you see now where the doorway was open to certain things? You said wow, wow, and wow. Okay, Rashida. You said mind blowing, and yes, all of the above. It's not too many things that have been named in here that weren't in my life. I had aunties that made us spit on a broom. I had aunties that let us play hide and go get it. I had, you name it. There's not too many things in here that were not a part of my life. So there was not just, come on, Joy, one door that was opened. It was several. Kind of like how old boy them is bombarding them with missiles and stuff right now. This is how the enemy, you said, tried the same gender months after being S.A. Shaking my head, this. Yep, and I started helping who hurt me. I even got her a OTP. Come on. Come on. Come on. Same. I stopped writing them down. Uh-oh. I was essayed as a child by a family member. How do I help my son who is gay? He's been through a lot and was sexually assaulted. Uh, Books like this help. This is blowing my mind too. Yeah. Because the devil needs a doorway in. And then he'll make you think, oh yeah, this is normal because my body reacts to it. Remember, we had this conversation. Do y'all remember? Who remembers me talking about maybe it didn't happen to you, but it happened to a parent, and that spirit can be passed down through child, through the birth, and it could be father or mother. Okay? No. Did you see it, Keish? Okay. You're welcome. But a lot of times, if we don't deal with what happened to us, but if we don't know that a doorway was opened, and then we start being grown and have children, that spirit is our soul is open. So just like the Holy Ghost got into Jesus and John the Baptist while their moms were pregnant, and the Holy Spirit entered them, mom got filled with the Spirit, and baby got filled with the Spirit. It happens like that. Think about it. You said, oh, I thought we were in the other book. Generational curses. I was SA2 and felt like something was on me the other night. Yeah. Think about that. Now, there are a lot of children that are conceived from SA. So the devil started out with their conception being emotionally traumatic. So from birth, from conception, spirits had a hold. Well, a lot of our grandmothers were great to have our parents. They don't talk about it, but great grandmothers and stuff, they was great. And so now you are giving birth to something that caused you trauma and emotional distress. Instantly, your baby is a cup for evil spirits. Your womb, literally. Same thing with men. You are producing children out of a traumatic and emotional experience. A man ain't dealt with being abused. Everything that he produces will be him. So no, maybe you didn't go abuse nobody, but because you didn't deal with that spirit, and spirits travel through what's the name? Seed. You only reproduce what you are. I told y'all about my real daddy and about my mama. My ex found out his mother was SA'd on her deathbed. I believe that spirit was attached to him. People do not believe this, but it's real. He came and set the captives free. Keish, it's more than you know. Listen, when I tell y'all, I told y'all what happened to me. Let me tell you something, Keish, and maybe you wasn't here for this. In 2015, I went to the strip club with my homegirl just to have a drink because my homeboy owned the strip club that I was going to, right? And so I can get in there and get free drinks and stuff because I don't got no money to pay for that kind of stuff. And I go outside to have me some meds and get my life together and whatnot on the patio, and it's all these men out there. My friend was looking for me for over an hour. She comes outside, and I'm outside with about 13 men, and they're all telling me how they were sexually abused as children. And this is why they don't respect women, and this is why they beat women and cuss them out, and they mama didn't do nothing. We had a young man come in one of our Zooms, and I say this all the time. I guess he used to play for the NBA. He came in here, he wouldn't show his face, but he talked about how he told his mom, and she didn't do anything. She chose the abuser over him, and he's been an alcoholic ever since. Y'all remember this? It's in one of the Zooms in the very beginning. He would not say his real name. He kept his face covered, but he told us that story. Lives somewhere down in Ohio from what he told us. You remember him and that Zoom. Come on. She put him out and made him go live somewhere else and let the abuser stay in the house. In real life. So there's been a lot of men that have come on here and talked about it. A lot. And again, this is a safe space. We do not judge you. Your children either. Hello. Hello. It's a real thing. Because these are the secrets that people can't let out. You said their mom prayed and talked to the deceased twin girl. Wait a minute, what? Hold on, I missed something. 2 brothers deceased, twin sisters came into those boys. Now they are girls. Now they are girls. Like their mom prayed and talked to the deceased twin girls into the boys. Whoa. Did you know it was this deep? And the sister-in-law, 2 sons are too. Interesting. I'm not going to keep y'all. I'm going to let y'all go because I know this is a lot. But I do want you to think about asking God to close all of these doorways that we looked into today. And there's more. I'm sure that there's more. But this is a good start. You said it's true. I know a coworker that was SA'd and had a son. The son now have bad seizures. Oh, yeah, it's a real thing. That sounds like the new Tyler Perry show. The mother chooses her abuser over her. She dropped her daughter off in a Walmart parking lot. Wow. Okay. So if there's some things, you said, so I have 4 boys in my family that are girls. I believe it. Let me say this. Oh, my God, I have a friend that was SA'd by her brother at 12, got pregnant, and her stepfather got her pregnant. Mother beat her, saying she was fast, terminated the pregnancies, but she put her out and kept the hubby. told my mom about what my cousin did. She turned around and gave his mom money not too long after that. Oh, I know. Baby, my abuser could sit in the house and I had to be outside laying on the porch, moving around. And it is. I talked to the mom about this since I've been here, and she does not talk to me anymore. Has multiple personalities and started sleeping with women. Listen, so I was just gonna say, if you've been struggling with some things, ask God if the reason that that spirit or the situation keeps coming back is because one of these doorways is still open. One of the doorways that you didn't even know was open to your spirit, to your home, and to your children. That's why I wanted y'all to write a piece. I didn't know that we was gonna go here, but that's why the words. You said this lesson explains a lot about her. Interesting, but remember now, this stems from Samson though, okay? Because Samson was blessed before birth, right? But the enemy started a plan against him before he was even born. It didn't show up until after he had all of his victories that the doorways had even been opened. Remember, we looked into it and it talked about how the spirit penetrated his loins and how he was staked in the spirit and how he was blinded by the by lust and hung with all of these different things. It applies to us too. Because there's doorways that were open that we never knew were open. And so then we were incapable, without the Holy Ghost and without the Lord, incapable of fighting these things off, knowing that they were detrimental, knowing that they were dangerous, knowing that it was taking us to a place that we didn't even want to be. But the doorways were opened when we were children, whether it be through TV with the magic and this. I'm girl. In real life. So you be trying to fight a spiritual war, but you don't even know how the enemy is getting in your camp. And well, the door has been propped open by a spirit that's been there since you was a little kid. You said now it's just him. The mom passed away. Wow. Did you get it? If not, it's on here. She had ovarian cancer. Wow. Wow. Well, you got you some doorways listed on that paper. One of them, take meds to grow breasts and change his name. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You think you got some looking to do? You're welcome. Huh? Y'all got some work to do, some soul searching? No? Yes? Is y'all asleep? I'm about to go. You said gotta rewatch, missed the lesson. Sorry, Niecy Pooh. It's gonna be a little okay. I just didn't know y'all quiet and stuff. Is y'all over there in y'all thoughts? This class was for me. Thank you, sis. I never know I got to close these doors. I have a list, but yoga too. Okay. You said, bless her soul. My mom was molested by her brother and got pregnant at 12 years old. Gave birth to my sister. My mother hated my sister till she went to her grave. My sister is now 74. Wow. With mental issues. I'm deep in my thoughts, Auntie. Sorry. You all right? You said no, just a little traumatized by our own histories. Okay. We here. Okay. I know this is a lot, and that's why I'm not going. My stepdaughter got SA'd and started taking hormones to grow a beard and deepen her voice. Interesting. I'm taking it all in. I'm in shock. My mind is spinning, not sleeping. Deep thought, though. Got me thinking, feel like a long hallway with all the doors open. Okay, so now I know why he wanted us to do this. Well, if you are fighting with some things that you haven't been able to conquer, it might be because these doors in your spirit haven't been closed. I started painting while listening to help. Okay, a lot of soul searching, ma'am. Sorry, I gotta rewind this one. I just joined a few minutes ago. Okay. Well, thoughts, not sleep. You said trying to work. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, again, we just, I mean, right? Sometimes we don't know, but God understands. And so if there's some things that you've been fighting and you haven't been able to quit or stop or whatever else it is, this might be why. This might just be a little, another piece into your puzzle of why. You're welcome. You're welcome, Auntie. This be our dad, though. He be knowing what we need when we need it. You said a lot to pray about. Yes. And ask God to show you if there are any other doors that are open, that were open, that you don't even know. Because think about how many things have happened in your life that you don't remember. But the devil's like, yeah, I hope they never remember that doorway so they can never close it. If you think about Insidious, same deal. You remember how many spirits was trying to get into that baby when he was in a coma? He had a traumatic physical situation where he hit his head. And as soon as he wasn't in his body, them demons was circling him. They was jumping in and out of him at night. He was up walking. Thinking about this. I mean, think about this. You said rewatching I got kicked out so many times. Sorry, Auntie. You know they don't like it when we be talking about this kind of stuff because then they know folks about to get off medicine and stuff. So, I love y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. We shall probably have class this evening. It'll probably be later though because it's already 2:30. Okay. You said you missed so much. Okay. Hey, Tadera. Okay. Sorry y'all missed it. Y'all know, I realize now they don't be telling y'all that we live. They really on that because even Mr. Hardy, he had said something. He was like, I don't ever be finding out you live until the day after. And I know they do that because right now, like we doing this live right now, they'll show it sometime tonight or sometime tomorrow or the next day saying I'm live and I don't even be live. I'll be looking at my phone. You said class is so therapeutic. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Love you always. Love you too, Pumpkin. I'll see y'all later. You said I'm over here trying to figure out if you be reading my journal or if you really be on the phone with Dad when I be writing and praying. Do both, nigga. Be at your house. The way y'all be running through my stuff and getting my shoes and taking my stuff and do be right at your house and do right over there, right over there at your house too. I got a notification for 2 days ago, yesterday. Right, I saw that. They've been doing that a lot, so that's why I be like, girl, yeah. That's how I be feeling like when I be getting ready teaching and y'all just come in talking about everything he just gave me. I don't even. Yeah. Can I have my life back? She be at everyone's house. Listen, y'all be over here too. You said yes. I did not get a notification. Love you too, Annalise. Yeah, I already know they hiding us, but we knew they was though. We knew they was gonna hide us. But anyway, so you got your doorways homework. You said that's how I feel about my mom's dementia. I feel like she is just so open to it. Listen, exactly. It's hit or miss catching you live. There are no time notifications and they block some comments. Yep, during class when it's good, I get calls from random numbers. I know. I know that. I know that. I believe it. Well, I love y'all. I'm about to go. I'm about to see y'all in a little bit. I love y'all. I shall talk to y'all on tomorrow. No, I mean tonight. I'm grateful, but it be mind blowing a lot. Thank you for the confirmation. You're welcome, sister. You're welcome. I got me a taste for some Indian food, and I'm about to go get it. I've been, you know how you be like, I ain't gonna get it. I ain't gonna get it. No, I'm about to go get it. I'm about to go. That one doorway I wrote down was a doozy. Listen, this the thing. I don't know why God be having us go to these places, but maybe because, girl, yes, and they got a sale, so I be checking they little sale stuff. And yes, um, but I mean, if we on our way out of here, all of us, yes, we on our way out of here, right? We are on our way out of here. We know that every single human soul is going to pass away. We need to make sure that, remember when we was reading in the vision of Paul, and the demons came once the soul left, and they came to examine it to see if any of their stuff was in there. I get it. Me too. Right? Remember when we read the vision of Paul? You said nailing it shut right now with prayer, with the demons on the other side of it. Right. Okay, so they came to examine the soul to see if something was in it that belonged to them. Well, the only way you gonna come and knock on my door and say, is my stuff in your house, is if you've either been in here or I've been to your house. You said right in my spirit from all of it. Rid in my spirit from all of it, that part. Okay? So then somewhere there's been an exchange. Because the only way you can say, that's like Joy, you didn't send me stuff to the house. Is my stuff at your house? Well, it's only going to be here if I've been to your space and carried it back with me, or I allowed you in. But if you ain't never been to my house or sent nothing here, why would your stuff be in my house? It don't belong here. No, you need to go wherever you left it. It's the same thing with spirits. When they come, they're like parasites. They leave a residue. They leave a toxin there. I'm laying here with my power out. Listen, your power is out? It's storming where you at? So then we need to be able to go through our spiritual home, the house that the Lord be knocking at the door. Because see, he knock, they kick it in. He knocks, they kick the doors in. Sneak in through windows, the doggy door, however they can get in, they don't care. They're not upright beings, so they don't care that you're a kid. They just need a door, and they like snuggly places where they can grow and be hidden until it's time to pop out and show a nigga. So anyway, I love y'all. I'm about to go. I'll see y'all later. Y'all got homework anyway.